Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I didn't mean to stretch so aggressively there, but I'm pretty tired. I can't sleep, so I thought I'd stream a little Star Citizen Shadow Chat, chat some people, say hello. How's it going? Oh, you get all your Star Citizen news from me. I was thinking, what could I possibly do for April Fool's this year? Maybe I'll make up some Star Citizen news. See how that does for everyone. How's everyone doing? BoredGamer, can you please make a PC noob video on what's the best computer to get the game to run on? The game is like super unoptimized at the moment, so I've done some videos with 2.6 talking about the cheapest computer that will run on fine. Because Star Citizen is so unoptimized at the moment, it scales oddly. You can get it to run reasonably well with like a 1060, like pretty damn well. Almost to the same level you can get it to run on a 1080 with like a really expensive CPU and stuff in. So I'll do a little article on scaling specs at some point in the near future. Hey Bored, any idea if CIG plans to enable Voyager Direct gear melting? Yes, that is the what they plan to do. There's going to be two options. Either they force melt everything that you've bought with Voyager Direct and give you your UEC back, or they're going to allow you to melt it and potentially keep some of it. And that will be happening in the near future. I don't know when, but they're planning to put everything in game as well. So you'll be able to purchase stuff in game too. Do you always or just sometimes do something somewhat samey to the same of the other things sometimes when you are bored? Sometimes. It's nothing much to do with the video card, CPU, RAM, and yeah, CPU, RAM, and SSD are massive factors in Star Citizen at the moment. Your video card is a factor. It's just not a massive one. Your CPU is not actually a massive factor as you think either. Well, it is, but you can get away with like 3rd gen Intel i7s. Yes, lots of people are having problems where they can't reclaim ships on with insurance. Now, That will either do a server. The most likely course of action is that they'll do a big account reset, so that people can use them again, and then put a hotfix in for it, or there will be another mini patch fixing it. That's the most likely things. The worst thing that would happen would they won't fix it until 3.1, which would be the end of March. How long do you think it will be to take to fully optimize so average computers can game on it? You'll get some good improvements with 3.1, as I said, coming at the end of March. Object container streaming with 3.3 at the end of September is a big one. By the end of this year, I would say that average computers will be able to run Star Citizen to a reasonable degree. That's my expectation. Any idea on how PvP interdiction mechanics will work? No. Well, only what we've known from a while ago. So basically what they said with the PvP interdiction mechanics is that you'd have some form of module, or it might be based on a ship, it might be an item or whatever, we don't actually know. Assume it's like an item like an EMP. EMP is a good one because it does a similar sort of radius. So the idea is that you have a big bubble, which you can kind of set the size of the bubble, and the size of the bubble will also dictate how intense the quantum interdiction is, say. And then when someone hits that bubble, they are pulled out of their quantum drive. So it's quantum disruption rather than interdiction, just to make stuff easier, because there are interdictors as a role, interdiction as a role. But so yeah, you're quantum disrupted. You want that circle, that orb of quantum interdiction, to be as small as possible, because you don't want to cover this giant orb with a load of players. You want to have that ship that comes out that you've interdicted as close to the center, as close to you as possible. So the smaller, the better. So if you place it near a trade lane or somewhere you know someone's going to travel, you can basically whittle that down so they're much closer to you, so they can't escape so easily. So there's not enough space between you that they can call in reinforcements or whatever, and you can take them out and then get your loot and get away. And that's the idea. But oh, Aspire, I need to do a video on your thingamajig. Hey, BoredGamer, I'm going to create a permanent wall of honour on my fleet.space for defenders of sanity and positive, constructive Star Citizen community. You're still doing a video on the app. Aspire, yes, I am at some point. At the moment, I'm kind of limited a lot what I can do. The acoustics in my room are awful at the moment because there's nothing on the walls. There's just plaster that's dry. Show you. So all of my walls have been replastered but not repainted yet. The room is pretty much empty. I have no curtains. You can see no curtains. So the acoustics in here are awful. So I've been limited in a lot of the stuff I wanted to do, and I've been in and out of the room without having access to my computer, so I'm having to use my laptop all the time. So it's effective videos. I will get a video done on the app at some point. I'm not sure if it's going to be part of the news or if it's going to be a separate video on the app itself. But feel free to chuck the link in my stream and tweet me it again, because I will happily retweet it. It's a cool little program, cool little tool that allows you to visualize ships, which is really cool for seeing your own fleet, but also showing stuff to your org mates and stuff like that as well, and organizing some of that stuff. It's probably going to get integrated at some point with CIG stuff, possibly, if enough people want it. Something similar, not Aspires, probably not. But, how silenced are the skeptics going to be in 2018? They're not going to be silenced at all. They're going to be just as skeptical. You get trolls and skeptics and stuff. They're allowed to voice their opinions. They're allowed to say what they want. There's nothing that people that believe Star Citizen is going to be this amazing game can say to them or show them at the moment that's going to make them not believe what they want to believe. They believe what they want to believe anyway, whatever you say. But what I mean is that we've got nothing to show them other than the progress that CIG have made. That's clearly not enough for them. So you have to wait until the actual game's released. Why waste energy? Just play some games. Just chill. Just let them have their own opinions. There's nothing. We don't need to defend nothing. Where you buy your rations? What rations of what, mate? I'm looking forward to when I can play again. I got the armor equipment bug. Or the headless nudist dude. So there will be, again, an account reset with that, or a hotfix for that. I'm hoping we get a 3.0.2 patch that will just do some cool stuff. just fix the rest of those remaining issues that we've got with the gameplay. Get the ESP and IFCS fixes in that will be with QA. Like, those are so important. When ships are buyable with LVEC in 3.2, it's potentially could come in 3.1, but more likely 3.2. Will all ships be flyable, or will some be limited? I don't know. I suspect that some may be limited still. Like, you'll either have to do missions to unlock some of them, or some will just be locked out for the meantime. But all flyable ships have the potential to be viable. I'm just not sure about it yet. Hey, I was wondering if you're going to make an updated how-to videos for 3.0, sorry, like you did with 2, things like flight mechanics, combat tutorials, etc. I've done a quite a broad, encompassing one, looking at all of the basics for 3.0. I could look at the individuals and stuff in meta. The issue is that 3.0.1 has broken core mechanics still. So I feel like almost like I'm wasting my time, because they're going to be fixed so soon. At worst, they'll be fixed in 6 weeks. At worst. And then I'll probably do some better meta videos and that sort of stuff. Because then basically we're covering 3 months by doing them. Any news when insurance claim bug will be addressed? As I said a minute ago, hopefully there'll be a 3.0.2 addressing that, and the headless man issue, which is fixed for a lot of people but not everyone, and the ESP and interdiction and stuff like that. All the major bugs that we have at the moment, which are either in testing with QA or have been fixed already. The worry is that they might go into 3.1, which again, as I said, at worst is 6 weeks away. 6 weeks for a live build as well, which is good. So interdiction, I assume it's a live build actually. They said 3.1 coming at the end of March. I'm assuming it's a live build, but thinking about it, the Evocati and ETU phases are the things that they won't know how long it will take. Just assume, I'm going to assume it's the end of March for the live build, and the Evocati within the next 2 weeks. But we'll keep on that. We saw some awesome Reclaimer landing gear. Yeah, we did. So we also saw some other stuff in Calling All Devs. They talked about mag boots and basically said, we haven't got mag boots anymore. We've got something better. We've got EVA kind of uses thrusters to trick you into thinking you're walking on stuff with gravity, which I think is pretty cool. Gives you a lot more functionality. They talked about snub docking and said they needed the multi-grid technology that they're working on, and then that allows them to break up ships and ships to dock with ships. So you have the snubs docking in like the Constellation with its P-52, but also you'll have the Endeavour and the Caterpillar docking with each other with its command modules, stuff like that. I assume it also allows ships to break up and operate as individual entities. I'm looking forward to beam weapons, which are now a thing, which is cool. They talked about death penalties as well for the live game. You kind of age, apparently, as you die more and more, so you can probably track how close you are to permadeath, and then you'd have to give your items to your next of kin character, and you can have multiple characters on an account, which is cool. Pardon me. So interdiction is similar to how it functions on Eve. Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're going for. I'd like to see how they plan to do like the webifying stuff as well. I'd like to be able to stop ships from just afterburning away. I found a workaround for the ship claim bug. Refund the ship on the RSI website and then purchase it again. John Anson, that's not a bad idea. If it's something that they're not fixing, then fuck it. That's a good idea. I might put that in a workaround document as this isn't the best, but at least it works. Good job. Any word on when they'll be done with the shitty interdiction testing? Nope. I don't know. I was hoping they'd be done by the weekend, but yes, I've got a. It's not really a new logo, I suppose it is. It's just a more close up of the BoredGamer face that Zin's done for our avatars, because all the BoredGamer avatars now have when they're like in Steam profiles and the little avatar links. I wanted that close-up one because I think it looks cool. Is there a noticeable difference on Star Citizen on SSD? Yes, massive. It hitches less, it loads up significantly quicker. I understand, can't wait till you have your wars sorted and we hear from you more often again. Have you seen the RP visual of the Hull E takeover I put on that homepage? Can you see the Javelin? No, I haven't. I haven't looked recently. I will have a look again in a bit. We saw a little hangar sneak in ATV. Thoughts on where / how personal hangars will be implemented. You'll probably see personal hangars on planets, on the city planets and stuff, that we'll be able to place our hangars there. They might be stacked, so it might kind of fake where you are in the stack, but it might be they're actually all physicalized on the planet, because they can do that if they want to, because they've got enough space, and we'll have to wait and see. Aspire, feel free to message me as well, actually, if you've got anything that you want particularly mentioned or anything shouted out when I do it. I'll happily help you out with that. If you've got an org you want to shout out to, if you want me to look at key points on the app. Going to have a solo mooch to start to CitizenCon. I have no friends that will go. What's the turnout like? Looking forward to meeting the community. I don't know about CitizenCon. They sell out of tickets. BritisonCon's pretty solid as well. I don't know what the turnouts are going to be like. CitizenCon sells out. BritisonCon, I don't know what the ticketage is like. Hey bud, what do you think about the possibility of the Orion rover behind a Kravlev type vehicle? Like a land speeder, 600i Explorer has no stub. So that could serve. I don't know, Raz. I would hope to see ways of pulling vehicles, salvaging vehicles, towing them and stuff, but I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't play on turns, Soundwave, no. Is it worth looking at? I was looking, the games I'm interested in actually at the moment, Anthem, Hunt Showdown, Metal Gear Survive, which has got an open beta in 2 days, might be a few others. Has CIG ever talked about being able to use the ship dashboard to pick the destination instead of your mobi-glass? The ship dashboard. You can use the star map on the 3D radars, yes, and there will be a 2D version of that as well for some other ships. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do it in every ship, but I assume you'll be able to. So yes, you can use that. You can use ship star maps instead of the mobi-glass star map. When is my chat with Erin? On the 9th of March. I'm going up to the Winslow, so just next to Manchester, for a Foundry 42 UK studio tour and an interview with Erin to have a chat with him. There's also a bar citizen in the evening. And the old dancer, I believe. Now I'm getting tired, which is good. Having the game on SSD made a massive difference in load times for me. Previously it had on my standard 1TB drive. Yeah, SSD is just essential. The Optane has been like a dream with it, admittedly, but a solid M2 drive is pretty good. Thank you very much for the sexy egg. Appreciated. How is the Heath kick going? Has it been a full week yet? Sorry if you've already talked about it. Health kick. No, it's only been a few days. I will reweigh myself on the weekend or on Friday probably. It's going well with food. Because I'm a really tubby YouTuber at the moment. I was almost 16 stone. I'm only 5'7" as a height. I'm big. I'm not like, you look at me and you think he's short and a bit wide, but you wouldn't think I'm as large as I am. I'm worried about my health, so I'm getting fit. I gained basically 3 stone while I was depressed over the last 2 years, or severely depressed, and I'm significantly better now. So I want to be a bit healthy body-wise. So I'm eating better. So I'm eating significantly less carbs, but still some carbs. I'm eating a little bit less. I'm eating more sensible times of the day, drinking more water, doing a little bit more exercise, that sort of stuff. Can I have a fixed LAN location if I don't have a LAN claim? Yeah, you don't know those LAN claims for shit, mate. Those LAN claims will give you the ability to build outposts in UEE space. And if you want to build outposts outside of UEE space, you can freely or based on the laws of the system, but you certainly don't need a LAN claim or UEE LAN claim for them. You'll be able to build landing strips, potentially hangars, on your LAN plots, but you'll have hangars on, or can rent or buy hangars on the populated planets like ArcCorp in the future. So you don't need a LAN claim at all, mate. Thanks, Board. Would you have a look at it on the live stream so I can see if the jab fits on the screen, please? Yes. Bear with me, Aspire, mate. It loads up. So this is Aspire's little tool. You need to join StarSource and choose the app. Basically, it visualizes your fleet. From the Matadors, General Aventador from the Matadors there. Little part of his fleet. Oh, so it uses Sedman's and YTO's visuals. Oh. Valentine's Day stuff. Verify yourself and load. Your fleet image is branded. Copy and paste this into your in order to complete verification. Do that now. Oh, it's a specialist Trehu scene. It's actually a bit tricky for me to use on stream at the moment because I'm logged in to another account and I'll need to get my code and stuff. I have to do it another time, otherwise I'll be fucking around for ages. Sorry, dude. But take a look at it. It's good. It visualizes your fleet. See whether you see it, and then the idea is that you can either use that to talk to your org mates or just because you want to visualize it. And it shows the ships to scale as well. But you have to put the verification-y thing in your Yes, yes, yes. Any news on a possible concept for this month or next? They haven't confirmed anything or denied it. The potentially could have one at the end of this month or the end of next month. And it would be something like the Drake salvage ship, the Vulture, and we might see Titan armor. We might see a lot of things, I suppose. They haven't really given us that many hints for this year. On terms like Minecraft. Yeah, I've seen like the blockiness of it. I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at it.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Thank you very much.
Are you happy or sad about this? Winking face.
Oh my god. So Huntress, I stream with a load of other guys that are like some of my best mates in the world now. And they're all got BoredGamer emojis. They're all part of my like BoredGamer brand. And Huntress does a load of the modding for us, and she's amazing, and all of my mods are fucking amazing. So, we play like PUBG and stuff together, but we all stream simultaneously. And Huntress donated a load of bits with a couple of other guys to DC, to Deathcore, one of the guys I stream with, to murder me in a game of PUBG. And we were joking about it because I was aware that he was going to do that. We joked about it, and he got killed in the game, so it was fine. I was like, "Hi, you fucking failed, lol, lol, lol." And then the last game in the evening, like an hour and a half later, I go down in a fight, and he runs up to me and goes, "Oh shit, get around the corner, get around the corner." I get around the corner, he just pops me in the head with the crossbow. We were in the middle of a firefight, and he just put me down like a fucking dog. Oh my god, I just feel so betrayed by Huntress in DC. What's your opinion on the FPS and being able to lean? Yeah, I want to be able to lean. I want to be able to have all of that functionality. It's important. And yes, I do think it's a feature they're going to have further down the line properly. You can sort of do some of the stuff, like, it just doesn't work properly. I eat very little in the way of processed foods, if anything, and the only bread I have is a very small amount of bread a day, and it's whole grain. Turning on your XMP profile for your RAM helped a lot. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That link not working for you? It should work. Direct link to it. Link doesn't work. Oh, sorry. That is right, isn't it? myfleet.space. That should work. Drop it in there as well, Aspire. No, it will just create so the myfleet thing will just create an image of your, can just output as an image. Do you think the Retaliator needs a rework or redesign the entire ship, like quite a few people on the spectrum have said, or maybe just upgrading the guns and turret layout? I think it will probably be okay just with a materials and slight modelling update, which won't take them very long at all, and then just do a bit with the turrets, just balance them. Yeah, you guys are monsters with that. He really appreciates the support. If I can hate you for supporting him. So in the future, you'll be able to build living quarters without the use of builder ships, or what they called it. No, so on populated planets like ArcCorp and things like that, there should be areas that you can have a hangar or have a hangar built or whatever, that you don't need to build on a planet yourself. Have use of that hangar. Alfred, thank you very much for the cheer. Appreciate it, mate. Sent you a fixed link. Why wasn't that working? What have I done? Where did you send me that? I didn't know why that wasn't working. Sorry, Spire. Link. It's actually going there. It is. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much, Raz. Hopefully people will see your actual actually see your work now, I suppose. But I will look at it properly. The plan was actually that I was going to look at it and any and a couple of other Star Citizen tools to help orcs was the idea, but see how that comes together. Oh, Matador's donated to ship to you, nice. Matador's a little bit banterous, but they're They're good for the community, in my opinion. I love Matadors. I think they're fucking great. And Aventador's a good chap. Do I see a flamethrower as a possibility in Star Citizen? I kind of... No real games don't do flamethrowers very well. Like Alien vs Predator several years ago, probably like 10 years ago now plus, did really good flamethrower, which like burnt through the corridors. I don't think we'll see a flamethrower in Star Citizen. We might see like some sort of like plasma-esque weapons and things, but flamethrowers are too short range, and there's too good of fire suppression systems on ships. It would be quite hard to do tech. So with the newbie question, but do orgs buy ships and set permissions for those that can use the ships? Good question. We don't know. Well, at the moment, neither. At the moment, individuals can't set permissions for ships, nor can orgs. The Blue Sky's thinking for it, I believe, is that an individual would own a ship and then can make it part of like an org hangar in the future, or give permissions for other people to fly them and use them. Potentially, they have to rent them out and stuff like that as well. So at the moment, we don't have that functionality at all. They're building into it. That functionality will pretty much be what the community wants and pushes for. It should have... I never posted the link on YouTube. What? What's happening here, Precious? Maybe the YouTube does not like the link then. Not sure why I'm doing that sound. Tomorrow I'm doing a video on stuff that was left out. So potential things that we could see on the schedule this year for Star Citizen that was left out for some reason. So this can be melee weapons, this can be takedowns and hand-to-hand combat, quite a lot of stuff. And then we also talk about expanding the content that's already there. My YouTube studio. Ugh. I'm using this weird beta version of the studio as well. I'm not going to be on for too long, because I'm pretty tired, and those chicken dinners took it out of me. There we go. There we go. I kind of blanked out what I've said, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. Error, try again. It's not liking links in there. It's myfleet.space. Myfleet.space. Let's show it again. Bit of a fuck-tastrophe with that. Yeah, YouTube's obviously not liking it. Woo, ships. See your name here, sponsored by Matadors. Shit, son. Did you see my Space Doge on Star Citizen Reddit? I did not. But you feel free to message it to me and I'll have a look. Right, I'll look on the Reddit actually when I go to bed in a minute. But the Flamethrower on Alien Isolation game is really well done. I haven't actually seen it in Alien Isolation. I just had the game... No, I have seen it in Alien Isolation. It is pretty good. It was too scary for me to play much Alien Isolation. I don't do well in horror games. Really enjoyed Hunt Showdown though. Very good. Alcohol warning seems too lucrative and very easy. It will be balanced massively. All of that progression and all those mechanics will be balanced. All their party missions. You're going to start to see party missions basically now in 3.1. It was going to be for 3.2 when they had distress signals and service beacons, but they've put some of the functionality of service beacons, specifically distress signals, in 3.1 now. So you're going to start to see party missions in there. You're going to start to see people be able to share Alpha UEC, which allows for those missions to be more co-op, and the players to initiate some of those missions and create them. So yeah. Just remove. No, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. It hates it. Oh. I'm sure I like one of them. There you go. Oh, that works now. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot, clearly. Yeah. I posted the video description as well. Thanks, Raz. Thanks for being so supportive. Oh my god. What non-combat career do you think you're going to be most interested in participating in? Oh, there's so many. Anything that's economy based and a lot of industry stuff as well. So in the short term, salvage sounds the most interesting to me. We've got the Reclaimer, which is my favourite ship. We've got the salvage mechanics. I love the idea of treasure hunting with it. I love the idea of looking for nom-nom loot and occasionally finding a part of a ship fully intact. You know, like, oh yes, this is worth a load of money. So that's really interesting. I love the idea of mining. I love the idea of surveying for those minerals and then using different types of mining ship to nom them up. Sometimes you're going to want to use the Orion strip miner. Sometimes you're going to want to use a prospector. Sometimes you're going to want to survey planets with prospectors. So adding value to things like that is really interesting to me. Building outposts, setting up mining operations there, setting up manufacturing operations. I'd like to see what sort of levels of manufacture you get. The science interests me to a significant amount as well, because there's going to be the potential there to do manufacturing and overclocking and growing as well with the biodome. So lots of non-combat stuff. In fact, mostly non-combat stuff interests me, from the science and the exploration to the I've forgotten what I was talking about. To the industry with the mining and the salvage. It just went out of my head. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate the love. Will the rest of the board crew play Star Citizen when it's stable? Yes, 100%. They played Star Marine in 2.0, and were like, this is too clunky, this is too buggy, oh my god, it's... So I went, cool, well, we will look at Star Citizen when it is closer to beta. Because like DC was an avid high level Eve player, for example. So he's perfect for it. Kitten's in, love killing people and running around and do stuff.
Tricksy little hobbit says.
Johnny Freak Show, thank you very much for the sub. I need to do a sub drive at some point. I've got some ships to give away as well, which we'll do when I'm less tired. Do you think it's likely we might see the Hammerhead in 3.2? You potentially could. You could see the Hammerhead early. Yeah, maybe. Ripperoni. Any idea on how ships will be priced in UEC when the option becomes available? No. So, well, I know how they're going to be priced. Sort of. They're going to be heavily iterated on by balance from us. So they're going to want our feedback and want loads of metrics from us, working out the length of time for progression, how long it's going to be, how long it should be before we get them in the verse. So it's in Alpha UEC as well, so you'll be able to buy them with Alpha UEC just by playing the Alpha. They will be reset every so often, so bear that in mind. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Think there will be a new ship sale for Valentine's? Well, we saw the newsletter, and the newsletter basically said there wasn't, but we might. So I'm holding out on hope that we'll see a little Valentine's sale. Hello. Hello, board. From 35 minutes ago. No, I'm pretty on it. I'm a minute ago, mate. I just love the way that the non-combat mechanics are tied in with combat. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it's the roles where you need escorts and that sort of stuff. Where do we go to see the latest concept ships as they come out? Don't know what you mean by that. You can have a look at the ship matrix. Has updated-ish information on all the ships and shows you where they are in their production. So let me give you these links for all bets. So if we go desktop and we go to ships matrix, the roadmap. The ships matrix here will tell you the production state of the ship in question, so you can jump to like the X1. You can see that it's in concept. It's very rough. Give you as many of the stats as it can, and then the roadmap will give you some more expanded information about where things are currently scheduled for. It doesn't show everything that's currently going to be in a patch, and some stuff might move. So you can see, like in 3.2, which is in June, going to get the Mustang updates and the Avenger updates and things like that. So it talks about all the gameplay and all that sort of jazz there as well. You're going to get 3.1 at the end of March, 3.2 at the end of June, 3.3 at the end of September, and 3.4 by the end of December. You get plants and shit in that as well, and land claims, lots of things. Lots of things. You don't need to encourage people to hit the like button. They hit it if they want to. I'm only going to be here for a little while longer. I'm going to go to bed in a second. Will we get the Orc Mark 9 armor soon? I don't know. There was some talkings about some new armors coming this year, because there's some listed, like the Legacy Marine armor and like the Outlaw armor and all that sort of stuff's being redone, but they're also doing whole collections of outfits and clothing and stuff, like Port Olisar and Hurston and ArcCorp and stuff like that. So we might see a load more armors as well. Can you discuss the Vulture? Anything you've heard? So it's just a small, it's this small offering for the salvage ships, going to be done by Drake. Don't exactly know how it's going to work, really. It's likely to be a 1 or 2 man ship, where you'd either tractor beam or pull small amounts of salvage back to your ship and then cut it up. Now, we're not sure if it's going to be cut up like an open side with just like a work table, you can literally cut it up, or if there's going to be a small laser or something. Don't 100% know, because it hasn't been concepted yet. I'm expecting it to be like around $90. What pisses me off is they stop giving back a hanger flare. You get hanger flares too occasionally. Oh no, subscriber hanger flare they give. And they're moving the hanger flare onto weapon skins and like ship skins and stuff like that. Do you think there may be a 3.02 hotfix patch? So hotfixes, from CIG's point of view, are things they can deploy server-side without needing a client-side patch. So the interdiction, for example, they're testing that out. They can turn that on and off their side. They can change the frequency of it their side. So the interdiction thing, which is actually causing most of the issues on the servers, and the really, really low frame rates, is server-side, and they don't need to do any form of client-side patch. A patch, however, so 3.0.1 is a patch, 3.0.2, if they did one, would be a patch, would contain, and they did a 3.0.2, would contain like the ESP and IFCS fixes, which would be amazing, but also like potentially a fix to the headless man bug and the unable to claim bug if they're client-side, or if they can be fixed by that kind of patch. Otherwise, they're just hotfix it out on their side. I know the female model is in the pipeline. Any word on midgets? Excuse me, little people. Well, I'm a little bit person. But no, so everyone's body shape will be the same. You have males and you have females, and that is literally the 2 different types of body. Every character, at least in the short to medium term, will be of exactly the same size. That might be a long-term goal as well. Has any subscriber got the Feb flare yet? I don't know. I haven't actually checked. So they're getting rid of... They're trying to get rid of $0 CCUs. That is true. It's okay. I will survive. I am going to go in a second, though. So I don't got any more questions. I am going to hit the hay. I know I've only been around for like 45 minutes. They haven't confirmed the Valentine's Day sale, which I would have assumed they would have on the Monday newsletter, but they did not. Melee weapons. So they were being worked on last year. They were on the schedule for last year, for completion last year. And we've seen takedowns and that sort of stuff in Squadron 42. I am going to be doing a video tomorrow on stuff that I think is going to be, or potentially could be on the schedule for this year. And melee weapons and takedowns is one of them to be put in the PU. So we'll have to wait and see, but I think we will see at least small knives and that sort of stuff this year. Right, so I'm going to see who's actually streaming some Star Stars as well. I'll answer some more questions before I go, obviously. Boop. I can add one thing to the game. What would I do? What would it be? A release date? I'm pretty happy with them doing what they're doing, to be honest. Be more economy stuff, probably manufacturing of ships, weapons, just everything. I'd like everything to be able to be manufactured effectively by players as well. What about dying armor? Sorry, can you be more specific? How do I fix the error code disconnection 30,007 context corruption disconnected due to error? Let me link you. There's lots of stuff on the Reddit about that. I don't know where that FAQ is. I'll use the redacted one that I made. Guides? Is it in guides? Go here, bro. There's a fixes, workarounds, and troubleshooting guide that should help you there. Straight up on the top left. Atmosphere only aircraft. I'm hoping that we see atmosphere only aircraft. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I've had rumors that that's a potential thing. I've had rumors of boats and submarines and stuff as well. So we'll have to wait and see if they do turn up. We'll definitely see at the very least ships, spaceships that are significantly better in atmosphere than other ships. That's their main role. I'm hoping that we do get an atmosphere only aircraft as well. Oh, dyeing armor like in different colors. I believe that will be a thing. They're definitely going to be weapon skins. I believe there'll be armor skins, and they're definitely going to be able to dye and paint the outside of your ships, because I've seen all that. A motherboard BIOS update fixed it for him. Well, Star Citizen's really unoptimized and obviously has loads of bugs with lots of different hardware and stuff, so I can actually believe that, Steve. No worries, Rabbit. I mistype stuff all the time, mate. I'm dyslexic as well. I fucking have a horrible time reading sometimes. Right, give Captain Richard some love. He will champion you through the evening. No dry humping emotes. Right. Give Captain Richard some love. I'm going Betty buys meat. Fucking love your faces. You take care. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for the subs. I will be streaming. I'll probably on the Redacted podcast tomorrow. So I will be on there from I think 7 PM UTC. Meet Fucking I believe. I love your fucking faces. I'll see you soon. Take care. Be good. Or at least don't be bad. Until I'll see you on the verse. Tomorrow, video on stuff that might be on the schedule this year, but isn't on the roadmap. You know what I mean. Love you guys.